the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Let's talk about... did you guys go to work with your parents when you might have had a day off?
Unfortunately, I did, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Dad was a sparky and he worked for a major corporation, but he had to go into some huge warehouses and there was some horrible conditions, and I'd have to sit next to Dad while he was just twiddling away with wires.
Okay. Hold the ladder, maybe, up in the ceiling. They're just ripping off the pensioners. And
he wanted me to be a sparky and take over from the family business, Fitz's Electrical, where he'd rip off pensioners. And I said, Dad, I like elderly people. I can't do that.
There's nothing wrong with them.
You know what? I know you're installing ceiling fans, but mate, they can't catch on fire after 3 or 4 years, and you think you can get away with it?
Yeah, and clean up your mess too when the job's finished. I mean, you're at the cop shop at Steve, weren't you?
Sometimes, when I would get off the train, I would go into Campbelltown Police Station down there on Queen Street and go up to the counter, talk to Dad. Is my dad here? And then,
g'day, guys.
I didn't speak like that.
That
and
is exciting, Kate. That's so exciting.
Really?
Yeah,
for sure.
And then
Did you hold a gun?
No.
Ah, damn.
Never. And then my mum worked for a doctor directly. If you walked out of our driveway on Chamberlain Street and across the road and into the driveway that was opposite, that was the house that Mum worked at, the doctor's surgery.
What a great get for her.
If we was Dr. David Rail, the neurologist,
Railsy,
and
Dr. Rail,
so if we stayed home, we wouldn't have to go to work with Mum. We could just stay in our bed and she'd wander over and check on us.
From the cop shop to the doctor's rooms. That is great. This ties in beautifully because this guy has taken his son to work. Although he's an emergency doctor, Kate Ritchie. So he's in ER. And he's been fired as a surgeon, unfortunately, because you would think the ER emergency surgeons, the good ones, would be hard to find. A lot of training required, a lot of pressure, a lot of experience. The thing was, he brought his 13-year-old son to work because he was having a day off school. And when a guy came in from a forestry accident, he was hit on the noggin and he had some swelling on the brain, so obviously they needed to drill through the skull to release the pressure. He said to his 13-year-old, you jump on the drill. No, Barry, you can do it, mate. Have a crack at it.
How exciting for the kid. That's amazing.
Where is the? Where's
the 13-year-old drilled a hole in the patient's skull.
Thailand?
In Austria, during the emergency operation. Isn't that extraordinary?
I mean, great show and tell.
Yeah.
Next show and tell that you have at school. How good is that?
This
is me helping Dad out at work.
Well, I guess you've got to do it the first time, don't you?
When you're a doctor, yeah. Yeah, not as a 13-year-old. It's not like, hang on, take the training wheels off. I think I can ride it, Dad.
I've got a mate who's a surgeon. He takes my calls during surgery.
That's weird, isn't it?
What?
No. Yeah, he goes, Fitz, can't talk at the moment. I'm mid-surgery, but I'll give you a call when I'm done.
And you can just hear them chopping through a leg or the beeping.
What kind of surgery is he doing?
There's music. They have. He has a lot of bit of rock music in the background. It's like a party atmosphere in there with everyone around him.
That's the thing. The minute you're put to sleep, what really goes on?
Oh, I know.
All right, he's out, guys. Kick it into gear.
You wouldn't know, would you?
Let's drill his brain.
Horror stories.
Do you know what scares me?
What really happens on the operating table?
And I haven't. Yeah. Well, I've had it done, but I don't want anybody to be listening right now. I'm going to get their wisdom teeth out. But
oh no, my sister's about to have that.
Is she back?
Yeah, on Monday.
Oh my God. Just the idea. I mean, you can have a general, but you can have a local as well, depending on what you want. But the general, I believe, if there's a tough one to get out, they're up on your chest, pliers in hand.
Knees. They knee in your chest. That's why I went local as well, because I got told the same thing. Local, at least they have to be on the ball because you're with it. You're watching the whole thing. They're not going to stick their knee into your chest to get your tooth out.
Mine was the most painful thing I've ever had done, Beck. Because they opened up and kept bleeding. So I had to go back without anaesthetic. I had to go back into the hospital 2 days later, and they were grinding the blood vessels on my jawbone where they'd removed the teeth to stop the bleeding.
There was a couple of pieces of porterhouse in there as well, unfortunately. They told you not to eat.
They found 3 pork buns, set of car keys, TV
I had
remote.
a local for the vasectomy as well.
Did you?
Which I was told as well, go local, because then he's they've got to do the right thing. Once you're out, you don't know what's happening.
What are they
Wouldn't
going to
you
do?
rather just be like, see you later?
Ignorance is bliss. What are they going to do down there that could be, oh, get a photo, it's Frozzy.
No,
Hey, look, this is me with Frozzy's piece.
Oh, what do you mean?
I don't think
You
a
can't
doctor.
detach it and
I don't know
hold
if
it.
that's an Instagram account that people would like. Would they?
Oh,
Yeah.
people love it. People are mad for
yeah.
crazy things.
V-pics. Like vasectomy pics.
Oh,
Mate, the Marley Dale would do a big
Wouldn't they?
clickbait on that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, do you recognise this celebrity body part?
Fitzy's piece doesn't look like this anymore.
Remember it from the Big Brother house? Have a look now. Okay. What went wrong when you went to work with your mum or dad?
Mark in Holsworthy, going in and working with the oldies. What happened, Mark?
Well, this is about 60-odd years ago, and you've got to remember it's before computers, mate.
Yeah.
And to get documents to and from offices, you had to put them on a conveyor belt. And, of course, I thought, oh, well, I'll go and have a look at this conveyor belt. And I thought, oh, that's interesting how the conveyor belt goes down into that machinery. And so I sort of put my fingers into the bit.
Oh, funny is it, Mark?
Got the spin chewed off a bit, but however, hey, what's the name of that surgeon that you had previously? You might be able to put me in touch with him.
Oh, my God. So you lost some skin off the digits, Mark?
Yeah, but it's all right. It's okay. I can still do things, type all that. Yeah, but
There
I
wouldn't
thought I was real cool doing it. But
There wouldn't
yeah,
have been
at
a
the
guard
time-
on the machine or anything, Mark.
A what?
yeah.
Speaking another language.
60 years ago.
Mum worked at a dental surgery, and when faxes came out, Kate, I got obsessed going into work with Mum one day, and I was just sending faxes to random people. I actually sent a fax into Triple M and I got them to play Counting Crows. And it worked.
Okay. Send your fax through now. We'll play it in 3 weeks' time.
I couldn't get my head around the
Fax
facts.
machine, clever, wasn't it?
Oh, wow. How did
Very
that get
clever.
over there?
So good. Dane in Camden. What happened when the kids came to work, Dane?
It actually wasn't me. It was my boss. He brought his son into work, and I think his son was maybe 6 or 7, still a little bit too young to be left alone in the office. So
Yeah.
he would always have to follow his dad around the office. And it was a Thursday morning, and the boss got called into a meeting with HR, and he ended up getting sacked with his son in the room. And yeah, my boss, or my old boss, broke down, and his son was so confused, and they all came out of the meeting, and it was the most awkwardest situation. That the boy was packing up his crayons, and his dad was packing up his desk, and yeah.
All the days.
You'd have to pick a different day, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it on the day that your kid's in there.
Yeah, it's like one of those killings where they go, not in front of my son. Hey, guys, not in front of me, son.
Son, block your ears.
Oh, block your ears.
Oh,
I'm
Dane loved it.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It's a dog act. Multiple fines in one day, isn't it? I suppose if you are breaking the law, this is the thing. So a motorist in Sydney, so if $320 fine for parking on the nature strip out the front of their house.
Come on.
Okay, so this was the reason why they did that. There was no car spots left on the road. This is my property. No spots in the driveway, and my car gets bogged on my front lawn inside the brick fence. So I parked it on outside the brick fence.
On the footpath, though.
So she has got a $320 fine.
Council land.
She's come home, spat the dummy, taken the fine off, gone inside, complained to her husband, comes back in the afternoon, and there's another fine there for another $320. Two fines in one day.
Would it be the same person, or would it be
Probably.
someone on a different shift?
Because if it's the same person, Kate Ritchie, that person had a decision on whether they were going to ruin that person's life.
Oh,
And
their
that's what they've
life?
done. Well, their entire week, and they've blown their financial budget
Well,
out by
more than
doing
that,
that.
maybe, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't know what the knock-on is from that.
How's this, though? Right, in New South Wales, it's only $320. Well, it's still a lot of money, right, for parking on a nature strip. But Queensland, it's $3,096 if you park on a nature strip.
What do you mean?
What? And the ACT's the same, $3,200. It's different in every state.
Can't you just pull up on the lawn?
Who's the cheapest?
I thought you were
Western
okay.
Australia is only $50.
They don't care. Remember, I got a parking fine in Queenstown, New Zealand.
There's a lot of parking in WA.
I got a parking fine for $11 in Queenstown in New Zealand. Why do you bother, guys?
Well,
what's the point?
Kylie, what happened to you, Kylie?
Hey, morning, guys. I lost 10 points in one night from the new mobile phone cameras and got an $850 fine.
Oh, there's a kick in the pants.
I'm still wiping off the points.
How many times did you get busted, Kylie?
My husband now, I was trying to get to his property and I picked up my phone twice looking at maps, so 5 points each time.
Oh my God.
No.
Carly, you have to do what Kate did not long ago.
What did I do?
Well, you changed your number plates, remember?
Oh,
you switched them over, you bought some online.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
on
just
the
took out my Sharpie and made it,
On the
an
dark
A,
web.
a W and
They
stuff
don't have
like
the speed cameras anymore, but remember the speed cameras? And I think they were laser. It was like a laser thing, so it would track your car in the distance. I met a guy who actually invented something, right?
Yeah.
With his license plate number. He had like a tracker on his car, and if it picked up that there was a laser trying to get its speed, it would switch his license plate number around.
No, that sounds like a Looney Tunes.
Oh,
No, he invented it, and it switched his license plate number around to a different number, and when it went past the speed camera, and he never got done.
And Mick Fitzgerald is still getting away with this.
Oh, good on you, Dad.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Okay, so the slang words that kids are using at the moment, and I've got no idea what's going on. My boys are out of control with it, and I'm very confused, but there is a local primary school that has put up a list of banned words in the hallway for the kids to see. A lot of people are trying to decipher the meanings of these words. I'm going to get some help from my boys. I asked them last night, but some of these words are skibbity.
Yep.
Sigma, Riz. We've spoken about Riz before.
Yep.
Riz is the one that I think that's when you're actually courting someone, or it's when
you've got charisma.
Yeah.
Is that what Riz is?
Yeah. But I'm very interested to hear about this skibbity, because when I was on set yesterday, there was a young boy that we're working with, and it was all he was saying.
Skibbity.
I just didn't have time to get the definition.
So I'm going to hear from Lenny and Hewie in a sec. We've got bussin'. Let him cook. I don't know what's going on here. So I got the boys in last night, and they didn't know I was recording them, but they gave me the meanings for these words.
Explain to me what these mean. What's skibbity?
It's like toilet, yeah.
It's in the toilet?
This is like brain rot, Dad.
What's sigma?
Someone that's cool.
Someone who's cool is sigma?
You know what Riz means?
Riz is when Daddy says to Mummy, that was beautiful just like you?
Yeah.
Okay. Mewing. What's mewing?
It's very good like that, like the jawline.
So you're like a model?
Yeah.
Similar? Gyat? Gyat? What's gyat?
It's bum.
Oh, it's your bum. Gyat.
Yeah, it's...
Bussin'? What's bussin'?
Whoa.
Bussin'.
Bussin'. What's bussin'?
Like something good.
Something. Oh, that's bussin'. Let him cook? What's let him cook?
Let him do it like himself, kind of.
Right, let him cook. So what if I said, yo, that boy in the toilet is skibbity, and he was talking Riz, man, because he's bussin', man. Let him cook, bro. Let him go. What would that mean?
You'd get stabbed. It's like brain. I would stab you.
I would stab you, especially if you said it in front of my mates.
Oh, yeah, what a cool dad you are, Fitz. They went to bed last night thinking, we have the coolest dad in Australia.
I had to explain yesterday, Fitz, that there was a Mitsubishi called a Sigma. It was a Sigma, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a Sigma.
My boyfriend, Big Bad Shano, had a red Sigma, and he used to pick me up and we'd go down the burn
he was ahead of his time.
play pool at the RSL there.
That's Sigma.
It was cool.
Skibbity Sigma.
Who's coming up with these words?
YouTube.
I know. Skibbity, yeah, Skibbity was YouTube.
So what is skibbity again? Because I'm going to need to know that today. So that's not good. That is
It's a head that's coming out of a toilet, some viral meme that's gone crazy.
Yeah,
Kate.
skibbity toilet.
It's sort of like a crazy frog thing, isn't it? Is there anything in the system for skibbity?
Did you say
at all,
Did you
Jess?
say in the system?
System.
Did you say this was muling, the one where you do the jawline
Yes.
fits? Is that
Yes.
muling? Because that's
Yeah.
massive in our house.
What do you do?
So
How
if
do
I
you
go,
do it?
You kind of put your finger to your lips, but you put your jaw out, and then you meant to suck your cheeks in slightly.
And that's like a model look, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Muling.
Yeah.
But how do you
mean?
use it in a sentence?
It's like if Ted wins Uno, then he'll jump up and he'll do a celebration and he'll do a mule.
Oh, because muling, that was when Tommy got arrested with that donkey. I thought that was muling.
No, it was when he had the drugs strapped to his guts. That's when he was busted. That was the mule.
We've got some skibbity audio
do
here.
we?
I believe.
Yeah, this says skibbity toilet YouTube video. Haven't checked it.
What the heck is going on
I think that's the meme it's come from, and now they use it as like a positive word.
Okay.
Oh, it's mewing, by the way.
Yeah, no, well.
I still don't know how to use it. What am I saying? What do
Our
I
kids
say?
have no chance in the future.
You
They
said
have
that-
no chance.
That was skibbity.
Which
And then
is
you hit
what?
the gritty.
Or you hit the grid, yeah, man. That's when you do the gritty for the gridiron dance.
Skibbity can just mean good or best.
So if I say, oh, there's this coffee, it's
Yeah.
skibbity coffee.
I reckon don't say it.
If in doubt, just say great coffee.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Okay, we want to talk about, apparently she's a greedy pregnant woman. Now, I don't want to, be too critical. She's got a lot going
Women
on.
should be greedy.
In what way?
In the fact that you are going through something extraordinary, and if you need help or you need something, you probably deserve it.
Oh, absolutely.
Besides death, pregnancy is the second best excuse.
I don't
Next.
think people fall pregnant in order to have an excuse not
We
to
don't
go.
know.
Not to go.
The kid is just a side bonus.
I do think that having children can become a good excuse.
Oh, yeah, I can't
no, I
deny
just
kids are
can't
no
get
good,
can't
yeah,
get care for
can't
the
get
kid.
that.
Anyway, we're talking about this woman because there's a bloke that she works with, and he has had enough of working with the pregnant woman because he's trying to be considerate.
Yep.
Like you said, I'm considerate of the woman. She's going through a lot, but they work in a hospital. She's just one of his peers.
Yep.
And she's still working, although things are a little bit tough. He does say, though, that she's nice but pretty lazy.
Oh.
So that's how he starts out. Now, what he's upset about is that everybody at the workplace has been expected to throw in money to put on a bit of a baby shower for her. So give us a call, 13 24 10. If you are just overspending money on other people's kids,
Other people's
and gifts,
celebrations.
and what do you mean I've got to put $20 towards this gift, or we're buying flowers for Jan on Friday, it's her birthday, can you please transfer $10 to my account? Do you know,
Always
like
a bridesmaid.
push presents.
all of that. Well, that's up to the partner, isn't it, to buy the push present?
Steve, you're on cupcakes. Am I?
What was your push present?
Did you buy a push present?
You've had 3 push presents, haven't you?
Yeah, 3 push presents.
Really? I never got one.
It annoyed me a bit. They were C-section births too, so really you haven't really done.
He's joking. He's joking.
He's so great.
It's only a joke.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, no, I'm
Why?
actually going to save you here because that is one of the
what
most
Tom's tried to do.
piggish things that anyone could ever say.
Do you know what's even worse? Not buying your wife a push present.
Because
Brian.
she got the C-section, did you get a Chanel or Coco or what did you get?
Well, it was up to her. I mean, I said to her also, the greatest present possible is a new child. So how do we top that with a brand?
You didn't say a new child,
got a
did
new
you?
one.
It's not like a car.
This is the latest design. Look
how new it is.
Oh, wow, it's so shiny and new.
It's a 2020 model. This is extraordinary.
Are you done?
I'm warming up.
Anyway, I didn't get a push present. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so that he's had to put in all the money in. That like you said, they've done the baby shower, and then she's come back to work after the baby shower in the week still leading up to the child, and her expectation now is of her co-workers that she has a baby birth registry, which I didn't know you could have on Amazon.
Well, for more presents.
Yeah, has let all of the other employees know that if you'd really like to contribute to the birth of the baby, I've put all of this stuff on Amazon, and these are the things now which are, the necessities for a child to come into the world, whether that be, nappies and all of the day-to-day stuff. But, I mean, my honest opinion is that a child doesn't need anything but you
and love. Do you know what, Fitz?
So don't get bogged down in I didn't have a flashy pram. Don't get bogged down in all that stuff, because when the baby comes, it's not important. The bubba needs you. That is it.
On our wedding day, Tom Williams, Tom the Chippy, Thomas Napier stitched me up a beauty. I'm about a week out from our wedding. He says, what have you got, Lisa, for the wedding day present?
What?
And I said, a wedding day present? And he said, yeah, the tradition is that you have something special on the morning of the wedding. I said, she's already got an engagement ring. Yeah. She's about to get another ring on the day, which I'm getting one too.
And you're about to get married.
And you're about to get married, so you've had the biggest win of all.
And she won't be having a win that night, that's for sure.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it could be the consolation prize.
She's snagged, top dollar. Congratulations.
Top shelf man.
For life, you get that. That's
not
pretty
for
good.
life.
Well,
not for life. It's never, quite often 1 out of 2 is not for life.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Love to know if a tradie has made themselves at home. Quite often this is the case. I mean, if you're doing a big reno at a residential house, then you're going to be working at the property for quite a while, and therefore you start to relax a little bit. In downtime, you might wander into the living room and put your feet up.
Well, I don't know if you should, but it is your office. I mean, there is an element of it being your space for a period of time.
This is my workspace. You're spot on, Kate Ritchie. A friend of mine got a bit of a surprise the other day. She came home and they were doing some work in the backyard, and when she walked into the kitchen, there was a tradie baking a cake.
He was not.
Baking a birthday cake for one of the other tradies who had his birthday that day.
So what? Was he stirring something in a bowl or something? He'd already got the ingredients out.
He's popping into the oven. Shouldn't be long now.
I bet it was a packet cake, though. He wasn't making it from scratch.
I don't know. His next job was to trim the chop the strawberries.
Did he put cream and icing on it?
Yeah, he did it all, Kate Ritchie. And she didn't know what to say. She said, okay, well, you're kind of you're into it.
What
you're
accent were you doing? Were you doing an accent?
I don't do accents on the show in 2024.
Well, it feels like
She's
you should
South African.
Having something to say about it, but then it's kind of cute. I mean, what's happened to tradies?
I know. It feels like a beautiful soft side that Shano the plumber was having his birthday, so Darren the plasterer decided to bake him a cake.
Can I stick up for tradies here? Because when I went and worked with Dad, and when he was a Sparky, there would be a lot of people when you go around to their houses and they would say the words, make yourself at home.
Yeah. What's mine is yours.
Yeah, well, that's right. I got to duck out for a bit. If you need a drink from the fridge or anything like that, make yourself at home. And I think that immediately represents I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and that's why people are scared about saying that sometimes, because you give them an inch, they take a mile, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, and some people are the opposite. They won't even let the tradies come into the house and use
the bathroom,
the toilet, or
We spoke about that the other day, Kate, because I had a painter come around to my place. He turns up with his brushes and his paint in his hands. He says, before I start, can I use your bathroom? Half an hour later. And we had to declare it a disaster zone.
Well, he's painted your toilet,
Well, I
hasn't
didn't
he?
ask for that colour.
Strip the paint off the walls.
Oh, my God.
Sue in Penrith, what happened with your tradie, Sue?
I just had the same problem that Whipper had.
is that my guy, every morning, he'd come in, he'd have his brekkie, need to use your bathroom. He'd be in there for about 30, 40 minutes. So I had to get a hazmat suit to clean afterwards.
Do you know what, Sue? I reckon when it comes to a trade, the best money you can spend before you do anything is a portaloo.
Well, a lot of places they have to have a portaloo, don't they?
Please don't do that in my base.
They supply it themselves. Jess in Allambie, painters. Tell us about your painters, Jess.
Yeah, so when my parents were renovating their house, my bedroom was upstairs, and I came down in the morning to get some breakfast, and I walked into my kitchen to a tradie painting our cabinets in his undies.
He'd really settled in. Wasn't a Sunday morning after you two had hooked up, was it?
What had he done? Wet his pants or something?
Why didn't he have any clothes on?
I think maybe it was quite hot, but they were fully like bonds, waistband.
Oh, not the tradie. What are the undies that
Tradie undies.
They are actually called tradie, aren't they?
And if you could pass his number on to Kate, Jess, that'd be
Yeah.
No, I don't need that.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, he wouldn't. Oh, no.
Christine in Bexley.
Hi, how are you guys?
Christine.
I had a tradie come and do a veranda for me. They put 2 poles up. My husband put a sprinkler out and said if you guys get hot, you can just have a bit of a dip like with the sprinkler. I come home and they were in my pool.
Well, they're all swimming in the pool.
2 of them were in my pool having a great time.
It's a bit mean, though, isn't it, Christine, when there's a lovely sparkling pool on a hot day in the backyard and you're offering the sprinkler?
Well, I didn't expect them to get in my pool.
No, I know.
I'll for a barbecue next.
Yeah.
Fitz and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.